Welcome to another live one-on-one notary coaching with me, Mark Wills. I teach loan signing agents how to make amazing money in this amazing industry, in the loan signing agent industry. If you're watching this on replay, remember every single one of these are recorded. We are live every single Monday, well, as often as I can be, but I'm trying my best every single Monday to come to you to help you grow your loan signing agent business. How's everybody doing today? So glad to be back. If you're brand new to this is how it works. I get on here live every Monday to help notary signing agents, like I said, build their business. Simply hit the add button right here. If you're watching this live where my finger is, there's an add button. Add yourself to video. I'm going to get on here live and we're going to do some notary coaching in front of everybody. Hopefully our conversation can help another signing agent who may be going through the same thing. So every single Monday, like I said, I want to help you grow your business. Hello to everybody. How's everybody doing? Again, thank you so much for everyone who bought tickets to the Loan Signing System Conference. We sold out in 4 hours. Incredible. Thank you. You're amazing. Jade Lux, welcome to the family. So glad you're here. So let's get this bad boy going.
Hello.
Hi, you are live. How are you?
Okay, hold on a second. I'm still trying to figure all this stuff out. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Let's go. Let's rock and roll, girl.
Okay.
Tell everybody
How
where
are
you're
you?
from. Where are you from?
It's so good to finally meet you in person.
Oh, thank you. It's a plus to meet you as well. So tell everybody where you're from and let's talk some notary.
So I'm from Santa Cruz, California.
Cool.
A nice little beach town that we have here, and I'm pretty fortunate that I don't think we have a lot of notaries here, like you might have like in LA or San Diego. So
Okay.
in that part, I don't know what else to say, but other than I just wanted to get on and say hi and maybe say a little bit about how I've done my business so far. And then,
well, how about this? I'm here to coach you, so I want to help you. I want to bring value to your business. Everybody's watching for some tips, tricks.
Sure.
So, my question to you is this, right? Pick my brain, girl. Is there any part of your business that you wish you were doing better? Is there something I can help you with? So I want to make sure you get value out of this conversation. So everyone can use help in some capacity. So what is it for you? And I want to help you.
So I think the biggest thing right now is I think a couple things come to mind in that, first of all, I don't know if anybody experienced this, but like the last week was super, super freaking busy for me. And in fact, I had 2 11-hour back days on Thursday and Friday. Yeah, at my age, that was pretty killer. So I don't want to be doing that on a regular basis, but it was super good. I had almost my first $1,000 day.
Woo! I hope everybody's hearing that. Let's go. $1,000 day. So what comes to mind? I want to help you. So what coaching can I give you?
So the week before was super, super slow. And so mentally, I think a lot of times when these happen, when we're so used to a certain amount coming in, when it's super slow, then we're like, wait a minute, what's going on? So I think.
So let me jump in real quick, right? Because this is a very common mindset. And this is more of a understanding the ebbs and flows of every market, right? We have to understand as a business. So my coaching you is more of a mindset thing, right? I always try to teach you students, it's signing days or marketing days. That should be the mindset. It should never, ever be busy and slow. Because a busy and slow mentality, A, gets you discouraged, but B, is not a business owner mentality. I mean, look at the stock market right now. The stock market's going down, but you know what? It will go back up. That's how business is. So for you to think it's going to be busy every week is letting your own business down. So you should never have the mindset of busy and slow. It should be days I'm doing signings and days that I'm marketing, because that mindset's going to push you. Because here's the truth. You ready? Yeah. You're going to have slow months and busy months. But when you see a slow month, you're like, oh my gosh, the sky's falling. You're letting your business down. It's like the stock market. Right now we're in a dip. But guess what's going to happen? The stock market's going to rise. So to get yourself in a panic every single time we have a dip is not doing your business justice. So you need to have a business mind owner mentality and say, look, there's going to be days where business is less abundant and there's going to be days where it's busier. So I have 2 ways of looking at that moment. It is, do I market on the slow days or do I complain it's slow? Because like, look, if you have money in the stock market right now, I don't suggest you pull out money. You just got to be patient and know that the market's going to rebound, right?
Sure.
That's like your business. You had a slow week last week. Like, next topic, there's no business in America that's always busy. That's not a realistic mindset. And so, by the way, that's a normal, I get this all the time. Like, Mark, last week was slow. I'm like, okay, guess what? This week could also be slow, but there's going to be weeks that are busy. So it's impossible to think your business is going to do this.
Right.
And if you do think this, you're letting your own business down. And number 2, what I say, girl, is like, if last week was slow, sometimes taking advantage of the slow times and being with family, going on a walk. I went to school in Salinas, so I know how beautiful Santa Cruz is. And so taking an afternoon and walking on the beach or down in Capitola. So instead of seeing it like, oh my gosh, it's slow and the sky's falling, be like, oh my gosh, you know what? I can actually take a walk on the beach today. So mindset change is what needs to happen. I hope everyone got some value out of that, because it's just like the stock market. There's going to be downs, but does not mean Apple's going out of business. You know what I'm saying?
No, and I agree with you 100%. So that was my kind of following into my next segment would be that that's what I do is I spend my downtime thinking, what marketing can I be doing? What can I do to get myself out there? How many thank you notes can I get out there?
You know what? But let me jump in real quick. It should also be self-care. Right. I mean, so being a business owner is just not always pound the pavement. It's also, what can I do to help my body, mind, body, and soul. And so, I think the really good thing about this conversation is, girl, you had 2 back-to-back 11-hour days. So maybe this week, take an afternoon where it's just you, and I think, again, what we got to understand as a business owners, we've got to take care of our business, but also our bodies. And I think you follow me on social media, like that's something that I had to face the past few months too. And so this is like advice I'm giving my own self. And so, I'm so proud of the business you've built. I think, building a business is as much important about mental stability and mental understanding how a business runs than actually having 11-hour days. And so I'm proud of the business you're building, girl. Keep doing what you're doing. Let's go.
11-hour days. I mean, I literally was exhausted all weekend. And so I get what you're saying. And I find it really hard for me to do that mentality of self-care because, I've only been doing this about 6-7 months. And I'm always afraid, like I have so many directs that call me now. It's like, I never want to say, my motto is I don't want to no to you, right? So it's like to take that self-care and say, okay, it's really hard and I'm still working on that. But I've built the business up to about, on average, $6,000 a month. So in the last...
Give her a round of applause. I love it. So let me end with this. First off, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
But remember, the other side of business is self-care. Because here's the truth, is we can't serve our clients the best if we're running on empty or if we're not even running with a full tank. And I think if you have that mindset of like, look, I can't give full effort if I don't have a full tank, it makes it a little bit easier to go have that self-care moment. And again, I want to say the truth is, like, I was that person just 4 months ago, right? I think part of the reason that I kind of had the universe was like, you need to slow down. And so I need to heed some of my own advice. I'm not perfect either. And so I just think this idea of self-care is so important because we can't give our people 100% if we're not 100%. And so, hey, 6,000 a month after being in the business 6 months, girl, keep doing what you're doing. Focus on yourself, focus on the business, and let's go.
I really appreciate all your insight and all your, rah-rahs, because I really need it sometimes. So,
girl, I appreciate you. And you inspired people today with your back-to-back 11-hour days. So business is there if you want to work for it. So thank you for inspiring and keep doing you, girl.
Okay, you too. Thanks.
All right, bye. Oh my gosh, I think that conversation was really awesome. My biggest takeaways from the conversation with her is, remember 2 things. It is not a business owner mentality to think you're going to be busy all the time. If you think you're going to be busy all the time, that's not real. You're setting your own self up for discouragement and, frankly, a little bit of failure. Look, business is going to go up, it's going to go down, it's going to go up, it's going to go down. So it's when we have the down moments, what are we doing, right? Are we panicking? That does nobody any good. And number 2, panicking doesn't bring you more business, right? So when you have slower moments, you got to ask yourself, should I take these moments and go market? Or should I take these moments and recharge? But to take these moments and think, oh my gosh, the sky is falling, is setting yourself up for failure and get you out of the business. And I don't want you out of the business. Sometimes there's going to be down moments. Like the best example is literally the stock market. Right now, the market is dipping. That doesn't mean, and I'm not here to give financial advice, and everyone needs to go panic and sell all their stocks. It means you just got to be patient and understand this is what the market does. There's always going to be market pullbacks. There's going to be ups and there's going to be downs. And until you can really understand that, you're not in the business owner mentality that I try to teach you. So remember, there's going to be slow days. There's going to be busy days. There's going to be slow weeks. There's going to be slow, busy weeks. There's going to be slow months. There's going to be slow and busy months. There's going to be slow years. And there's going to be busy years. Everything's going to have ebbs and flows. It's getting you in the proper mindset to handle this flow so you can really build a sustainable business over the long term. So let's go with somebody else. So glad you're here. Glad to be back. Last week was all about conference. This week I'm back helping you every single day. I'm going to help you build your business. Okay, cool. So let's go to the Celine. Oh, what's up? What's up? Hello.
Hi.
Yes. Girl, you are driving. Be careful, please.
I am going to pull over. Okay.
So while you're pulling
everyone.
over,
Happy
tell everybody your name and where you're from.
Hi, my name is Alondra from Riverside, California.
Love it, Alondra. How you been?
Very good, I'll say.
Good. Okay, cool.
Yes.
You know this is coaching, girl. What can I coach you on today?
Okay, so my question is, I've been door knocking to the attorneys. I want to get myself into the divorce attorneys. I specialize on that. Why? Because I'm a realtor. I don't know if you remember me. So I want to use my notary as a leverage to get to the realtor part of it.
Love it.
My question is, that's already in itself a good value, but being attorneys, they always get treated like they get treats, dinners and this and that. And how can I compete with that I don't have that revenue?
Well, I mean, the answer is, you have to lead with value and lead with intention, right? And it doesn't matter if you're trying to get, general notary work or trying to get, signings. The concept's the same getting business regardless where you're trying to get it. It's like when you walk in, are you giving dinner just to give dinner? Or are you walking in saying, hey, how can I help your business? Where is your business lacking, and what tiny piece can I do to help your business grow? So my point is, it's never about the dinners. I don't ever teach you guys. I don't teach you to buy somebody, right? And so and so here's the coaching. The conversation is when you're talking with an attorney, an escrow officer, it doesn't matter who you're talking to. Sometimes just asking the simple question of what can I do to help you sets the tone for everything. Does that make sense? So you can't compete with someone spending more money than you, but I don't want you to compete with that. What I want you to compete with is the authenticity of what they're offering. That's what you can compete with, right? Look, there are signing services way bigger than mine. I am a boutique signing service in San Diego. I'm constantly competing against the Doc Pros and the Coast to Coast and the signature closers of the world. So it isn't, how can I compete with them financially? It's when I walk into a place, can I connect with you personally?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? I don't try to walk in and be like, look, Coast to Coast will probably send you a bigger Christmas basket than me.
So yeah.
But the point is the coaching is you have to learn and figure out how can I connect with you. That's the coaching. It's walking in and taking a chance on different opening conversations and figuring out at the end of the day, what can I do to help you grow your business? And that's the coaching. And when you walk into an attorney, it's literally saying, hey, this is what I do, but let's put that on the back burner. What can I do to help you grow your business today? Is there any value? Because sometimes, Alondra, you cannot add value to anybody. But the fact that you care is the difference. The fact that you're starting a conversation with what can I do and brainstorm that moment makes them realize you're now more authentic than someone else buying them a $500 dinner just to get in the business. Does that make sense? Yes. So I want you to get around the mindset of like, I need to compete with someone financially. I got to keep trying. And look, experience is our best teacher. You might have to go into 2 or 3 or 4 more attorney offices or escrow offices to really hone down this. I want to connect with you. But I think if you walk into the appointment knowing I'm not trying to get business, but I'm trying to connect, that's the difference, right? Because you cannot compete with somebody else who has more money than you, but you shouldn't need to. It's the connection you need to, and look, that's not going to happen overnight, Alondra. You know what I mean? Like your ability, it's practice, right? Perfect practice makes perfect. And so you just got to keep going in and trying to figure out how can I connect? How can I add value? But more importantly, how can I make this person realize I truly want to add value? Sometimes it's not about the value you add. It's about the intention that I want to add value. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
So that's the answer to your problem. It's stop trying to compete on a non-authentic way. Your job is to keep trying to connect authentically, figure out what sentences and what can I offer. And look, you might strike out 2 or 3 times. Next topic. But if your heart's in the right spot, business will follow. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you're right. It's a great reminder. Thank you so much, because I walk in one and exactly had that attitude. Let's connect. Like I don't even care if I get the business today or not. This is who I am.
That's right.
How can I help? But then you're right. Like 2 or 3 times, 4 times, even come with the same vibrant attitude. Like let's connect. How can I help?
That's right. That's right. And sometimes, Alondra, and like I just taught in the last segment, it's like you're not going to always connect with everybody, and you have to be okay with that. You know what I mean? Like, not everybody watching this is loan signing system students. Like, okay, I'm just going to try to connect with who I can and know that I did my best. And so I think sometimes we beat ourselves up because, we're not connecting with everybody, and that's just, again, not real. There's going to be busy days and slow days. If you always think you're going to have busy days, you're not a business owner. Right? You're not thinking like a business owner. So, just keep being you, keep doing you, and you will connect with people you need to. Does that make sense?
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Thank you.
All right, girl, go get them.
Go.
Let's go. Bye.
Thank you so much.
I think that was a good reminder that, again, our job is to try to connect authentically with people and try to show that we really are in this for a partnership because we serve someone else. It's not a transaction. But I think sometimes we have an expectation that we're always supposed to connect with everybody, right? There's an expectation that we should be getting business from every single person we ask business from. And again, that's just setting yourself up for failure. That's not real. So when you can understand that, sometimes I'm going to have to go through some no's, or sometimes I have to go through some misconnections to find the people we connect with, I think you'll make business easier. Again, it's this unrealistic expectation that sets us all up for discouragement. And so if you just understand that, look, we're not going to bat 1,000, and that's okay. We're not always going to have busy days, and that's okay. That you're really going to be in this for the long term. I think it makes marketing and building a business that's more enjoyable. So great conversation, Alondra. You're amazing. Let's go to somebody else. Oh, the one and only Steph Berg. Let's go.
Oh my gosh. That's so funny. I can't believe I just pushed the button. I don't have anything to ask you, really. But
oh, it's like that, huh? It's like that. Mark, my business is so good.
No. What I have for you is this. Okay, so this last month, January, I did actually the worst I've ever done in 5 years of doing this.
Okay.
And so the last couple days, I've been just like a freaking networking like fiend. I'm going into places, I'm connecting with, all my loan officers that use me. I'm sending out emails. Who can you connect me with? People that used to give me business that may have moved somewhere. I'm, connecting there.
Mm-hmm.
I brought goodies to another gal that's going to use me because she's back in the industry, the whole thing. But I guess my question to you is there anything else that I could be doing to get more business? Because I am not gonna have.
The answer is yes. First off, I want to give Stephanie Berg a lot of props right now. Stephanie's what I call an OG student. Stephanie believed in me when very few people were students. So girl, I will always be appreciative of the first wave of LSS students. So I just want to say thank you to you. And I say that every single time I see you.
Yes.
Because there's a true appreciation, because LSS wouldn't be where it is without the early students.
Well, so we were back in the day when you only had 200 people. So
that's right. That's right. Yeah. And I don't forget that, and I never will. So
no, I know.
Here's my coaching. So first off, I want to make sure everyone hears your mentality, which is like you had a slow month, and it's like, okay, cool, it happens. Let me double down on my effort. That's how you build a business.
Right.
You're not always going to have great months. That's business, right? I mean, some months I have a ton of students. Some months I don't have any. It's just you go with the ebbs and flows. So I want people to hear that from you, right? It wasn't like, oh my gosh, I'm down. It's okay. January, I'm going to go harder. So I want everyone to hear that mentality of a successful signing agent, because Steph is a 6-figure signing agent. So I think the only thing I think that's missing from what I heard is you're reaching out to everybody saying, who can you connect me with? Yeah. How are you doing? What I think you should be trying to focus on is trying to be a connector versus trying to get connected. So look, you have a list of loan officers, you have a list of realtors. It should be like, hey girl, how was your January? You know what's funny? I just reconnected with my best friend who's a realtor. Right. Maybe there's some synergy between you two. Right. Maybe I can connect you guys. Because again, remember, Steph, you got to bring value. Stop trying to extract value.
So what do I what do I do when I know a ton of loan officers and a ton of like, do I connect? Like, do I just choose who I think would work best together?
And here's my honest answer. I don't know. I mean, that's what marketing is all about, testing.
Yeah.
So you could, you know, try to figure out who to match, like a dating service, or you can just try to match people together. But that's the beautiful part about marketing is you got to figure out what works within your network and see. But I think your head was at a little bit in the wrong spot. It's like, what can I get? Let me go call up a bunch of old leads.
Well, you know, I always come from scarcity and what can I get? So that's been my biggest, you know.
That's right. And so, again, I'm glad everybody heard that. And so I think if you kind of go back to like, who can I connect? And to your point, yes, I do think there might be some personality matches, you know, like, oh my gosh, you're going to love this person because they're super outgoing, just like you. But my point of saying, kind of leaning against that advice is I don't want you overthinking it. Your job's just to be a connector. Right. You know what I mean? And try to add value to someone else's business. But you have such a big network behind you. Like, girl, you should be trying to figure this out, because once you figure this out, then they're going to try to figure out how to do that for you. You know what I mean? So that's the only thing that I heard missing in that game plan. So I think just try to be a connector versus more of trying to get something for someone. And I think you should be able to get a little bit better response rate. I don't know if it's going to equal direct signings, but there will be a better response rate, which should equal more signing opportunity.
Okay, cool. Plus I got to get the signing service up.
I guess I'm not even, that's a different conversation for a different time. But hey, I'm proud of you and thank you for jumping on. OG students like Stephanie and everything. All right, girl, thank you. Be blessed. Okay. Bye.
All right, bye.
Oh my gosh. So I think that, again, I think the theme of today, and Stephanie hit on it loosely, and that's a scarcity mentality versus an abundance. You know, I hope Stephanie's okay with me saying this, but when I first met Steph, you know, everything was the sky was falling versus like, oh my gosh, what is there opportunity for? And I think that's the same mentality I've been speaking with a few earlier. It's like, oh my gosh, it's slow. Like, no, it's not slow. It's just ebbs and flows of business. Have an abundance mentality of business is always there if I'm willing to go get it. And so I think today's theme has really been figuring out how to get you over from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset, right? To something that there is business for me. I just got to go out and get it. So what a great conversation so far. Everyone's been amazing. Let's talk to Celine. Oh,
I'm sorry. I did not know how to do it. I was trying when you called my name the first time. So
you are good. All right.
So,
well, I'm so glad you're here. So obviously your name is Celine. Tell everybody where you're from and let's rock with some coaching.
So I'm in Arizona.
Okay.
Arizona now. I'm originally from California. My whole life there, and we just moved here a couple of months ago.
Nice.
I joined your loan signing agent program, but I have not completed it.
Okay.
I got my bond. I signed with the Arizona Secretary of State.
Yeah.
And then that's pretty much all I did. So I just did all that. I'm waiting for that to come in, and then I signed up with that Notary. It was like a course that you could take. They gave us a little code. So I signed up with that. So I just did that the other day.
Okay. So what can I help you with today? And that's the purpose of these one-on-ones. Is there any part you're stuck on? Anything you want just some help with? I mean, girl, holler.
So I'm wondering if I should start even trying to get, like start establishing business, or should I just wait till I'm done with everything? Or
good question. And the answer is wait. What I want you to do is, when you have conversations, I want you to sound fully educated, right? I want you to make sure. And number two, the most important thing is I want commitment. See, what happens a lot of time is as entrepreneurs, we chase shiny objects. You know what I mean? You're like, I want this, I want this, I want this. Instead of just focusing on one thing, instead of focusing on the task at hand. Because when you start going after the business standpoint, I'm going to want you to kind of do that sequentially, right? What happens a lot of times is, signing agents, students of mine will sign up for like 25 of the 300 signing services. I'm like, well, why didn't you see it through the end? You know what I mean?
Right.
Why don't you just sit down and go through all 300? And the answer is because like, oh my gosh, my friend's a realtor. And so they jump from like the signing service list that's provided to talking to their friend, and they never really accomplish the signings. And then they get frustrated. They don't have any business. And I'm like, well, you only did 25 out of the 300. So what I want you to kind of, get a habit of doing is seeing something through the end, right? Okay. So just go through the course, finish it, do what's in order. And then as you start building out your business, same concept, right? Don't chase the shiny objects. Be like, okay, I'm going to sit down and I'm not going to do anything until I sign up with all 300 signing services in the course. Because you'd be surprised how many students only sign up with like 100. And it's just because they're chasing different things, right? The next 9 that they hear a knock, they're opening the door versus like, I'll open the door when I'm done with this. So I kind of want you to get more in the habit of just seeing something through the end.
Okay.
And that's the best way of building this business. Does that make sense?
That's great advice. Thank you. Because I don't know very much of any of it right now.
Right.
So
and it's a little bit exciting and you kind of want to do all over the place. And that excitement sometimes actually derails our journey. Yeah. And so as your coach, I want to kind of reel that in a little bit and stay focused.
Should I do your whole entire course first, or should I do that notary? You told us to do a notary.
I want you, the notary essentials. I want you to do it in order. So do it as you see it. So when you see that notary essentials, do it in that module.
So now I got to do that because I just saw that, and you said here's a little code. You can get the course for like $25. So I just did that last night.
Yes. And so I want you to do that now, see that through, get back into the course.
Go back to the course. Yeah, because I got the whole course from you, the one that actually does like the 7 6
Yeah. Good.
And then do I get a certificate?
Yeah, of course, girl. I got you, boo.
Yeah, that's really, really cool. Okay, I'm excited. Thank you. I just brand new. I don't know anything about it, and I'm just following the steps with you. And I'm also working. I work for 2 different companies, so it's a little challenging. I only have in the evenings to do it. So then tonight to start the notary. What is it called again? The notary
essentials.
Notary essentials. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to end with this. First off, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for trusting me. I'm so appreciative. But what I want to end with is slow as a speed. Okay. So only use putting pressure on you, right? You got a couple jobs. Do what you have to do to pay the bills. You know, just make sure you're not watching Netflix at night, but you're doing the course, right? So just reconfigure some habits to prioritize the course, but don't feel bad that you're not getting through it in a quick enough time. Business will be there when you're done.
Okay.
Stay the course, be thorough, have a commitment. I'm excited to see where this goes for you.
And then one more thing.
Yes.
In the course, will it explain to me, I know you were talking about a certain type of scanner and printer and everything. Will it explain that?
Yes. 100%.
Okay, perfect.
100%. And of course, you know, use the 6-figure group. Use, you know, anywhere to find me if you have any questions. It's all in there. But yes, just do what's in the course. But I don't want you to feel lost in case you have anything else to ask me. Okay.
I love your Instagrams.
I love it.
So
I'm almost back on 2 feet, so maybe there'll be some dancing in the future again. But I'm so glad you're here.
You're amazing, and thank you so much for everything.
You're so welcome. I'll talk to you soon. All right, what a great conversation. I think the takeaway from that conversation with Celine is, you know, we always tend to chase shiny objects. And I'll be honest with you, this can be said to a 6-figure signing agent, right? You know, what I want you to coach on in this, and my takeaway is making sure that we learn how to commit to something and see that through the end. Because what happens if you do 20% of 5 different activities, you've really not reached 100% of anything. And that's why your business isn't slow. That's why you're not losing all the weight. That's why you're not the spouse that you want to be. It's really trying to see something through the end and be committed to that and not chase the shiny objects, which I know growing a business, it's so exciting. And so sometimes our own momentum derails us, or excitement's what I should say. But learn to start with something, see it through the end, and that's how you build your business. And I promise you at the end, you're going to see results. Let's go. Who do we got?
This is Lisa.
Lisa, what's up, girl? How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Mark?
I am so good. Okay, cool. So tell everybody where you're from, and let's get into some notary coaching.
I'm from Anchorage, Alaska. And
oh, my girl from Anchorage. Now I'm again. That's what I'm saying. You're coming to conference all the way from Anchorage.
Yes, I can't wait.
That's what I'm saying. How's business doing in Anchorage?
Business is doing okay. This has been my slowest month so far.
So what out of curiosity, what does a slow month equal, if you don't mind saying, from a dollar standpoint?
About 4,000.
Girl, that's a $50,000 a year business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I want you to make sure you're keeping everything in the right perspective. You know, look, let me just give you some edification, okay? So this is for everybody. So everybody's watching this. You know, why is January the slowest quote unquote month of the year? Remember, we end the year in December, right? So the loans you're closing now were originated in December. So what was in December? Holidays.
Yeah.
Okay. So doesn't it make logical sense there'd be less origination in the holiday season? So remember, we're about a 30 to 45 day period after the origination is when loan docs come for signing agents. So does that make sense logically?
Yeah.
So remember, you're an LSS student, girl. We are educated. So
Yes, sir.
if December's had low originations, it would make sense that January would be a little bit slow. But remember, everyone's gung-ho in January for new goals. So February and March tend to be busier because the originations happen in January. So we're about 30 to 45 days past when the originations go. That's when we get business. And so in November, we also had holidays. So in the holiday seasons is usually when there's lower originations. That should make logical sense, right? So my point is, it's not because of rates. It's not because of anything you're doing. It's just because there's less loans closing simply because there's less applications taken 30 to 45 days ago. Does that make sense? So that's why it's important to be an educated signing agent, number one. And number two, Lisa, is to remember, like, you can't get discouraged because we cannot always expect busy months. There's going to be slow months. That's not a knock against your business. That's not a knock against your effort. It's your job to keep your head down and keep building your business. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. So I got the mental coaching out of there. Let's talk about the X's and O's. So any coaching I can give you now on the X's and O's?
You did with the last person. You said finish what you started. I haven't signed up for all 300 signing services. I still need to do that. I've been in your program about a year, almost a year next month. So I need to start finish what I started.
I'm going to stop you right there if that's okay. I hope everybody heard that, because, you know, a lot of people go, oh, Mark, well, it's slow. I'm like, well, dude, you signed up a 200 or 300 signing services. And so I appreciate the accountability you're saying to everybody and allowing me to coach that there in that moment, because I think some people are like, oh, what's slow? And I'm like, well, dude, you got to put in more effort. And as your coach, Lisa, that's not a me question. That's a you question, right? So it's like, cool, you just got to focus on the 300. And then once you're done with the 300, focus on all the title companies in Anchorage and ask yourself, have I marketed to all 15 companies in Anchorage? Then you have to ask yourself, Lisa, have I followed up with the 4 who've just given me crickets, right? I mean, people are naturally not going to respond. So my point in the coaching is, you know, just make sure you have some accountability as you're building this business, right? And it's a little bit easy. Like Stephanie, about 3 students before you, is like, oh, I had a slower January. But the moment is not to feel bad. It's to put the pedal to the metal and be like, okay, cool. It was a slower January. What am I doing to ensure February and March are not slow? Because what happens in February, March is because of the effort you're putting in today, right? So make sure you're also looking back at your notes, which I teach you to take, you know, who has not given you business over the past 90 days from a direct business or signing service. So who can I follow up with, right? Am I doing the direct marketing that I should be doing right now and not only relying on signing services? Because remember, Lisa, as rates start going up, we got to rely less on signing services. We have to be a little more adamant about your direct marketing. And so as your coach, it's my job to remind you of these things, right? Inflation's high. Rates are going to start climbing up. Purchase markets are going to be unbelievable for the next 12 to 24 months. Refinance applications might drop. So what's the solution? We got to go find purchase title officers. But it's up to you to go out and find those, right? Use the script. Use the things that I've given you. But the really big thing I want to coach on is accountability. Is, you know, am I doing what I need to be doing to get my revenue up? Right? Don't blame it on the rates. Don't blame it on the market, right? It's like, and I'm coaching you right now because I heard some accountability in the beginning. Like, you're right, Mark, I haven't signed up with 300. And so I hope you're saying you're right, Mark. I do need to hit more title companies.
Right. I do need to be more accountable with following up with the signing services, the title companies, all of it. You're on point.
No, I appreciate you, girl. Way to represent for the AK. Let's go. I am so excited to come to the conference. I mean, we got people from Alaska, from Hawaii. I mean, it's going to be unbelievable this year. Hey, I'm very, very proud of you. Keep doing what you're doing, and I'm going to see you in about 6-7 months.
All right. See you then, Mark.
All right. Bye. What I loved about that conversation was I heard a signing agent who had growth right in front of me, right? It's like she was hearing another conversation with another student, and the first thing's out of her mind, like, you're right, Mark. I have not signed up with all 300 because business is about accountability. Everything is, right? I mean, look, the business success is down to one word, and that's called discipline. you know, how disciplined are you to reach your goals? Everything in life starts and ends with discipline, right? Like how well are you doing on some of your weight loss goals right now? Again, that comes down to discipline. Maybe you have some other goals, your financial goals. How well are you doing with not eating out as much as you told yourself you would, right? To save a few dollars. And so what I heard with Lisa is accountability, which I love because that's the growth. What's amazing about business is business forces you to grow personally. You know, what you do as a personal life bleeds into your business life. What I teach my students is how you do everything is how you do everything. And so I'm so proud of you, Lisa, because I heard that growth, girl. Let's go. Okay, let's go with someone else here. And can we say, yo, what's up from Alaska? We have students all over the map today making money. So if you're not making money, it comes down to, are you giving your business effort? All right, let's go to Sophia. Sophia, what's up, girl?
Hey, Mark.
How you been? Well, first off, so I need you to pull on over and make sure you're safe. And then make sure that your Wi-Fi signal doesn't drop, or your cell service, I mean. So, girl, how have you been?
I am good. I'm going to remain positive. I am good.
Okay, well, it sounds like you could use some encouragement, inspiration, or coaching. So why'd I get the hesitation on it's good? What's going on?
So it's a little, I've been doing good in regards to, I've signed up with all 300, right? I have even did some direct marketing. I even hooked up with one of the students in DC that took your course. So he's kind of giving me like the mentorship and everything. I just feel burnt out before I even really get started.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I actually don't think that you're burnt out. I think you're discouraged. And discouragement is a natural part of building a business, right? There's a certain expectation that we all have on how we think it should go. And so, and the only reason I don't think it's burnt out is because you didn't tell me you went to like 20 title companies. It's more of like a mental fatigue. And usually the mental fatigue is from discouragement. And so it sounds like I hit that on the head. And so it's really discouragement. So, you know, like I teach all you students, building a business is 20% about the skill set of what you do, right? Being a successful signing agent is less about being a good signing agent, more about being able to withstand the mental journey that you're going to go on over the next 6 to 12 months. And it's really understanding that we have to have realistic expectations and let that drive our ups and downs. Because inevitably, you're going to have some down days. Girl, my ankle being in the situation, I get it. I've been there. I've cried. So I'm not immune from those downs. But what I want to communicate is I have to like sometimes check myself, right? It's like, Mark, you have a major injury. You're not going to be better in 30 days. And so I got to sometimes just check myself like, okay, Mark, you need to slow down and realize that you ruptured your Achilles. Like you're not going to be dancing on TikTok soon. And so my point is, I think sometimes we have to have that conversation with ourselves, right? It's like, hey, I just need to slow down and realize this business is an actual journey and just figure out what can I do every day to move my business forward. Understand there's going to be days where no one responds to you, but that's not a knock against you, man. That's just building a business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, and sometimes you have to believe in invisible growth that your business is building, even though you don't see it. We too often want to like plant our fruit trees and have fruit sprout the same day. And again, I feel you, like literally my ankle has been the most frustrating thing. And I have to check myself like, Mark, like you had major surgery, slow down, dude. Like have better expectations of what the next 6 months are going to be. And so I feel you on this emotional roller coaster because I'm like, I go through it right now with my journey. And so my coaching to you is I just set yourself a realistic expectations. Like you have signed up with all 300, right?
Yep.
Have you actually made phone calls and introduced yourself to all 300, right? And so, and if, you know, don't just rely on the software to find you, be a business owner and be proactive, right? And say, hey, this is your girl. And this is why you should do, and your signature closures is right next door to you in Philadelphia. And so, I mean, you have one of the largest signing services in America that you should be trying to call every day and get to know the schedulers on a personal basis. And so I don't think that, you know, what I want to help you with is like, just understand that this is a journey. You know, I think you want it to be a sprint, but it's a marathon. And why I think this business is easy to build is because so many people think it's a sprint and they leave the business. And so you have business you can pick up because so many new signing agents have unrealistic expectations. And so just be patient. And what I mean by patient isn't the effort. What I mean is allowing your fruit trees to grow.
Right.
And look, and again, I'll end with this, girl. I empathize. I know we need money. I get it. I get it. But on the other side of that coin, it's like, you're going to make, this is a long-term game. If I can just get you to do effort every day and understand your fruit tree. I think you're speaking of Tony Taylor, right? Is Tony who you made up with?
No, his name is Gene Snyder. I tried to hook up with Taylor. Taylor is so busy.
Oh, dude is like doing, I mean, mass revenue. But what I was going to tell you is it took Tony a year to get there.
Okay.
So it wasn't like Tony built this in 3 months. I mean, it took Tony a solid year to get to the $10,000 a month club. But, you know, too often people see Tony crushing it and think like, oh, yo, that took him 3 months, not even close.
Right.
And so that's what I was trying to, I brought his name up because he's making a ton of money, but he's been in the system for 2 years.
Wow. Okay. That helps give some perspective because, you know, you're doing this and people see you're doing it and they're like, well, where's the money? And I'm like, wait, hold on.
Yes. And so I'll end with this, girl. I mean, our job as entrepreneurs is to know it's kind of a lonely journey, meaning that like our friends and family don't understand sometimes what it takes to build a business. And so they are going to be chatter you just can't listen to, not because they don't love you, because they just don't understand the journey.
Right.
And so it's your job to have that understanding of like, look, I get what you're saying is out of love, but you just don't know what it's like to build a business. You know what I mean? And so your job is just to kind of, you know, put that chatter to the side, try to stay focused on the group, focus with other signing agents. And remember, don't ever compare your chapter 3 to Tony's chapter 10. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what you're doing a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
It happens subconsciously because you're like, no, Sophia. Like, you're doing good. Slow is a speed. Like, I'm telling myself this. But, you know, sometimes you just got to, you know, fight over that mountain. Mark, I love you. I love you.
Oh, I love you too, girl.
Listen, we listen to you so much. My son got in the car and was like, how's Mark's ankle? Max.
What up, brother? And look, I'm going to end with this, dude. I struggle with it too. I'm human. Like the best thing right now I can compare it to is my ankle. Like this thing has been going on for 90 days. And so I'm not immune to it. So I don't want to sit here and tell you that like I'm this perfect human where I'm just like, oh, slow to speed. Everyone just get it. Like I get, you know, I now follow like people who like do their Achilles journey on Instagram. And I see some people like playing basketball after like 6 months. And I'm like, oh my God, what about me? And so I'm like, my point is I still have the battle too. And so I don't want you to feel like you're the only one doing it. Like I coach people on how to say slow as speed, but I still struggle with it. So I have to check myself. And so it's just like you said, no, Sophia, no. Sometimes we have to have those conversations because that's what I tell myself. Mark, stop. Like just slow as the speed when it comes to your ankle. Like just be patient. So I want to say that I'm doing the same thing with you, girl. So you're not alone. Okay.
All righty. All
right. Go get him. Tell your son bye.
Bye.
All right. So I think, you know, look, what a great conversation with Sophia, man. It's like I go through the same struggles, right? I am human, right? And so, you know, as much as I coach, you know, slow as a speed, I have to remind myself of that as well. And so you're not alone if you're like, oh my gosh, right? Like I literally, you know, I follow other people's journeys on Achilles surgery repair. And I'm just like, how come I'm not there, right? Like what is that person doing that I'm not doing? And so I'm with you. The struggle is real, but also is understanding that sometimes that we have to have conversations with ourselves and realize what we're doing in order to get better. So great, Soph. I love you, girl. Keep doing what you're doing. All right, now I think I have time for one more person here, maybe two. What a great day, right? Let's go. All right, so let's go with Cynthia, and then Dee Dee, if you're on, I'll try to go to you next. So Cynthia, boom, Cynthia, what's up, girl?
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
How are you?
I'm so good. What's up?
I'm doing well.
Okay, so tell everybody where you're
All
from,
right,
and let's have a conversation.
Okay, so I'm from Tampa area in Florida.
Okay.
And I've just got a lot going on. So I finished the course in July. Can you see me?
Yes.
I finished the course in July. I started mid-August, and I started doing loan signings mid-August. My best month so far was November. I made $2,100.
That's incredible. Everybody give her some clapping emojis in the comments.
So this month I did about 1,800. But I want to get to 1,000 a week. That is my goal for the year. I talked to Kayla actually on last Monday, Kayla Bieber.
Yep.
I had a mentor video with her, and you know, she gave me some great advice. But I wanted to talk to you because two things. I get discombobulated in my head. So you know, it's like I wake up in the morning and I'm like, okay, do I start marketing direct, which Kayla said yes, or do I focus on the signing services? Because, you know, the week before I met with Kayla, I focused all on signing services, and she's like, if you want to go direct, why are you putting your energy there? You know, put your energy into marketing direct and getting the title companies and all of that. So I just feel like when I wake up in the morning, I feel listless. Like I'm just like, what do I do first?
Yes.
Like, and then
you have so many directions, you don't know what direction to go to. Yeah, no. Look, look. Here's what I'll say. Is, you know, I love Kayla. She's amazing. My advice would be a little bit different, right? Here's my 2 cents. I think too many times signing agents pick a lane and they pit it against each other, like all direct or all signing service. It could be both, right? I'm not pro one or the other. What I am pro is using your time effectively. So here's what I'm saying, right? So if direct marketing is available during business hours and you have time right now on a Monday afternoon, it should not be focused using signing service, trying to get signing service business. It should be used trying to get direct business. But if you go home and you have a family and you're like, you know, I got to be home with my family. Oh, where'd you go? I got home with my family. Maybe then's when you make phone calls to signing services. Does that make sense? Right. So it's about using your time effectively, not making a decision whether should it be direct today or signing service. And you should wake up and be like, okay, cool. Today is business hours. I have 3 hours in the middle of my Monday afternoon. That is probably best served going title company to title company. But I need to be home at 5 o'clock to be with my family. Maybe that time is best used to sign up with signing services. Does that make sense?
It does. But like,
I'm losing her. Dang it.
See me? Can you hear me? Hello?
No, but I can hear you. Keep talking. I can hear you.
So
keep going.
Basically, today I spent, you know, time trying to create a flyer and a sticker. I ordered some hand sanitizers from the Staples account that we're all using. Let me give you a timeout.
Okay. So this is me telling you use your time more effectively. So could what you've done right now, order supplies, make flyers, could you've done that on a Sunday evening at 9 p.m. Right?
Yes, probably, yes.
So that's my point, right? But so if you have time during the business day and you know businesses are open, that time should be best used to go out and market face to face. See, again, to me, building a business is all about time efficiency. Where is my best time used and when? Does that make sense? So again, back to the signing service versus direct. It's not one or the other. But if you have time during the day, that should be used marketing direct. You should not be worried about passing out flyers. You should be more worried about collecting business cards and walking into all the title companies around Tampa. Does that make sense?
It does, but without marketing materials, just walk in.
Well, girl, again, okay, so let me coach you on something else real quick. So, you know, you just said without marketing materials. Are marketing materials useful? Yes. But are they holding you back to prevent you from doing something uncomfortable? The answer is yes. 100%. You don't need marketing materials. What you need is the effort to go in and say face to face. Does that make sense?
It does, 100%.
Oh, yeah. I'm losing her.
Can you hear me?
So I think you're a little bit, yes. I think that you are putting you're using the marketing materials as a mask to do something that makes you a little bit uncomfortable, and so you're justifying, well, I'm not going to go market because I don't have a flyer. Does that make sense?
It does, completely. Yes.
Okay. So my coaching is, because we have a little bit of bad connection here. So let me just kind of end with my coaching. My coaching is this, the best way to build a business is to be the most efficient with your time. And number two is being able to push through your nerves and not create things that are avoiding the uncomfortable parts of building a business. Are marketing materials important? I'm not going to say they're not, but they're not more important than actually taking the time to go introduce yourself to somebody. Remember, we're more in the business card collecting phase than we are in the leave back phase. Most escrow officers are not going to call you back from a flyer. They're going to call you back because you followed up with them 2 or 3 times via email or face-to-face. So remember, this coaching call is to be more effective with your time. And number 2, which is the hardest thing to do, is to push past your nerves. Don't allow justifiable actions to prevent us from going through our nerves, because the nerves are never going to go away, even when you have a flyer in your hand. So go in, introduce yourself, because you're amazing. And so I'm getting a little bad. Hopefully that helped you, and hopefully that helped everybody else. But you got this, girl. Let's go. Don't ever doubt your greatness. Okay, so I think the really good takeaway from that conversation is, it should never be signing service business versus direct business. It should be, where is my time best utilized? If you have time at noon on a Monday afternoon, you should be out marketing business direct. You should not be behind a computer signing up for signing services. You should be signing up with signing services in the evening when your family's in bed, right? It's about, when can I use my time? If you have time during the day, that should be all direct. Your time in the evening should be focused on signing services. Or maybe you have to be home because you have children. So maybe in the afternoon when you're at home, you're actually making phone calls to signing services, introducing yourself using the script. So make sure you're more effective with your time than trying to pit direct versus signing services. That makes sense. The last thing is remembering that, sometimes we create things that we create justifiable reasons not to do something because we're really preventing ourselves from getting uncomfortable. And so she was trying to do all the busy work, which just was preventing her from going to her first title company. Remember, nerves are never going to go away. Nerves go away with repetition. You'll get less nervous the more you do something. So I need you to be brave and believe in yourself and understand that you got this. You are deserving of the business you're asking for. You're watching somebody sign their name 100 times. Stop overthinking what we do as a service. Start believing in yourself and understanding that you are amazing. Let's go. All right, I got time for one more person, and then we'll jump on. Dee Dee's been there. Dee Dee is crushing it. Dee Dee, are you there? Oh, Dee Dee, let's go. Dee Dee, I want to say I brought you on for a couple reasons. I wanted to make sure I said thank you. You always send the most heartfelt messages, girl. You make me cry. My wife's like, why are you all tearing up? Like, Dee Dee, send me something again. So thank you. Just want to make sure that I say thank you. I'm excited to see you at conference and meet your whole family. And I'm excited. Okay, cool. That out of the way. It's a coaching moment. What can I coach you on?
So tomorrow I'm taking one of my favorite escrow offices out for lunch. And I'm going to talk to her about using my signing service. And so she's going to be my first client. Okay. That I'm going to approach. But she happens to be Old Republic, and you know how it is in the Northwest Pacific. So I'm going to try LT's hack. Yeah, LT's hack's a good hack. Yep. I'll see if she can get some signings through my signing service, and if there's SnapDocs, and then I could probably, I'm going to use Notary Dash as my platform. So, I kind of have an idea of what I want to have as a conversation, and go from there. Of course, it could be a no, because it just all depends what they're allowed to do, what she can get away with doing, and all that stuff. But is there anything you want to add to, or anything specific? Yes.
First off, everybody, Dee Dee has been so successful that she is starting her own signing service. Dee Dee, how long have you been a signing agent, real quick, to inspire people?
10 months.
Okay, so Dee Dee's been a signing agent for 10 months, and now she's starting her own signing service. So I want to inspire everybody. You can get here. Okay. So, I mean, look, coaching 101, I give you this in the group, and I'm going to do it real quick here is, don't be afraid to ask. I coached this on the last live that I did, but I'm going to go very briefly, is don't be afraid to ask what her current signing service she wishes could do better, right? So we cannot fix a problem that we don't know where problems exist. So how do you find out if she doesn't like something? Just ask, right? And so the simple question could be like, is there anything you wish the way you organize your out of counties could be improved upon? And then when she'll give you the answer, and then you need to formulate your answer around solving that problem. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So I think the only thing I can add to the script that's in there, because I don't want to give away the signing service script, but the signing service script works 10 out of 10 times. But what I coached on the last mentorship at the beginning of the year is, remember, we solve problems. And so don't be afraid to find out what the problems are by a simple question. So I think a lot of times, no matter what sales process we're in, we almost forget that, like, we should just ask what they wish their current service provider was doing better, and then just do that better. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So that's the thing I want you not to forget tomorrow is, dig a little bit into her problems. My guess is she'll just be like, oh my God, Edie, I wish this, and be like, oh, make mental note, and then pitch your business around those solutions, remember? And then what I tell you is tonight, go back and watch that New Year's mentorship that I did, because it really talks about how we're problem solvers and how to get into that. So watch that. But that's the very simple coaching on this free platform that I don't want you to forget, is to ask what their problems are. Figure out what those problems are, solve them, and then mix that with the script that's inside the signing service course and use that LT hack, and let's go.
Can I share something with you real quickly?
Yeah, please.
I know everyone's been saying it's been really slow this month. For me, this is my biggest month ever since I started. I am on track to make my last appointments at 3 today. If I complete that, I'll be at $8,000 this month.
Thank you for saying first off $8,000 in 1 month. Let's go. Everybody drop her some images.
And I don't know if it was because for Christmas, every office that I work with, including the escrow offices that I don't work with, I bought them each a bottle of wine and $10 scratch offs. So I don't know if I bribed them a lot.
Well, no, what you did is you showed appreciation. And so what I want to end with, and to inspire everybody, is the reason you're busy today is because of what you did 30 days ago.
Yes.
And you're going to be busy in February because of what you did today. A lot of times, and what I love about you so much is you're such an implementer. And what a lot of times people are doing are they're reactive instead of proactive. Like my girl, Stephanie Berg, who I love, she's been an OG LSS student, completely talked about how she's now trying to make up for what she didn't do in December. And so every good business owner, because that's what you are, is you're a business owner. Every good business owner is always proactive. They're not reactive. And so what you did to be busy in January is you busted your butt in December. And so if I can get everybody on that wavelength, it's one of your busiest months, not because of the market conditions, but because of the effort you put in 30 days ago.
Absolutely.
And that's what I want to commend you. And I hope everybody heard me on that. She's busy because of what she did 30 days ago. Your goal as a business owner is to be proactive, not reactive. Oh, market's slow. So guess what? Now they're doing marketing. I'm like, dude, you should have done marketing 30 days ago so you're not slow today. And that's what you did, Didi. So freaking proud of you. Tell me how it goes with Old Republic and go get them. Let's go.
Thank you, Mark, as always.
Oh, you're so welcome. Bye. What I love, my biggest takeaway from that is, your job as a business owner is to be proactive, not reactive. Oh my God, it's slow, Mark. I'm going to start marketing my tail off. Dude, you should have marketed your tail off 30 days ago so you're not slow today. Does that make sense? My conference isn't for 8 months. But I busted my tail 8 months before the conference to sell tickets. I didn't show up to my conference like, oh, wow, only 200 people are here. Maybe today I should start marketing my conference. I market my conference 8 months before my conference actually takes place because I am proactive, not reactive. And Didi showed you is the busiest month she's ever had because of the effort she did 30 days ago. So remember, to be proactive, not reactive. The only reason it's slow is because you're not working hard enough. I know that might be a tough pill to swallow, but I got to be your coach as much as I got to be your cheerleader. And if you were slow today, it's because you weren't working your tail off 30 or 45 days ago, telling people how amazing you are. So you're amazing. Believe in you. I will always believe in you, but I just can't believe in you more than you believe in yourself. Let's go. Have a great week, everybody. Bye.